Hello. Good morning. That. I haven't played this in a while, so Oh wait, right. I should have done this before I showed myself. I'd like to welcome you. I'd like to welcome you. I'd like to say hello, hello. Come in. How do you do? This is not a podcast. It's just a stream. But I'm happy that you'd spend your time with me. Good morning. I'm still not used to having fingernails, so if my strumming sounded off there, it's because my nails were hitting it and not the stubs of my fingers that I used to have. If you're not in the loop, I used to chew my fingernails off very, very regularly. And when I was younger, I always denied that it was a nervous habit because I thought that would be embarrassing. I thought that would confirm there was something wrong with me. But I mean, my parents picked up on it so quick. My dad was like, "Why do you always do that? You know, it's like a nervousness thing, right?" And I was like, "No, it was. It was totally a nervousness thing." Good morning, every Tua. Good morning to you, Miss Credo. Chew more. I'll pass, but happy hawk to ya. Don't say him that. Thank you, Tegan, but I got this. I'm good. Good morning, though. It is July 5th, which is a Sunday. It's a Sunday morning. Later today, I will be visiting my partner, Sky, to watch some more of The Boys, of which I've only seen the first episode. And that'll be fun. But I'm taking advantage of the new job in that I get an incredible discount to a certain branch of hotels, which I won't disclose. I'll put it to you this way, right? You probably know how expensive a hotel is. I am staying tonight at a hotel with my partner for $51, and I'm pretty sure that's tax and all included. So, needless to say, I'm pretty joyous about it. How was your fourth? I didn't really do anything. I woke up really late in the afternoon because I worked until 7 a.m. The day of, and then I slept until probably around 4:30 ish, somewhere in that department. And then I played video games and hung out with my partner and our friends until I went to work again. And then about 8 hours later, here we are. I'm speaking to you all. No fireworks that I heard while I was at work, at least, though. I like your watermark. Yeah, I'm at some point I want to replace the stock footage background here with something a little bit more me, but for now it'll have to do. Being that this is a podcast, I mean, not a podcast, ha ha ha, you get the idea. It's kind of less reliant on the visual component, although we have definitely made these more streamish in the past and, used a lot more visuals than a podcast typically would necessarily. Make it Subway Surfers. No, thank you. That would require me to either play it or harvest someone's gameplay footage, and I don't want to do that either way around, so. But any other ideas I'm very open to. Candy Crush. Do they all have to be mobile games? Does any background footage I use for this have to be mobile games? Harvest my organs. No, thank you. Anyways, I didn't prepare like a list or anything, a list of topics, which is something that, you should probably do if you're gonna sit and talk for an hour at length. But Rise of Kingdoms Minecraft hobby, keep the great ideas coming, everybody. I'm swimming in them today. But yeah, I have recently been making a more concentrated effort to improve my health, right? And that's been a bit of a journey. You don't really realize how much thought you have to put into to dietary anything until you actually get on it. Sure, Kira, if it's doable in under an hour. Again, it's very much a visual component, but we can. It's fine. Oh, hey, Stupid's over. Great. I might save it for closer to the end, depending on how long it takes, though. Here, let me put the jazz back on for one thing. I just turned it off while I played the intro. Obviously. We'll keep it very quiet, though. Keep it very, very quiet. There we go. That's still a little louder than I'd like it to be. You know what? I have an idea. There we go. That's about more like what I'm looking for. Now you seem so small. I mean, hey, thank you for the hydrate, Tegan. Part of it is that listen, Tegan, I love you, but the way that you always send me new PNGs, they are always very, very large, and I have to resize them, and I don't always get the proportions right. Which, again, I'd like to stress, that's just how art works. I get that. And I can't resize myself. Because, I mean, I could theoretically do this, right? I could theoretically... Oh, hold on. Bad example. 1 second. I could theoretically do like this. And then, oh, it looks more appropriately sized. But if I were to switch back to one of the other PNGs, it would suddenly look. You know what? That's fine. Whatever. We'll try and remember to resize it before. I'm more meant because Stupidton has a big ass head. Oh yeah, that's fair. There we go. Wait. No, there we don't go. There we go. How have you guys' weeks been, though? More importantly, grow, white boy, grow. I'm preparing for a surge of being very busy at work because I've got a coworker who's going on a cruise soon, which, bless his heart, I think he doesn't even really want to go. It's just that his wife has always wanted to go on one, so I went swimming. Now I can't hear out of my left ear. You know what's funny? The other day, I had a bit of a scare. I woke up, and I guess I had slept in such a way that it really like cut off the flow of like blood or something to my ear. 'Cause I woke up and I just couldn't hear out of my left ear, like at all. Like there was sort of a sensation of vibration happening there, but I just couldn't hear a fucking thing. And of course, the first thing you do when something like that happens, right, is you Google it. You get on your phone, you Google, cannot hear out of ear after sleeping. And Google will pop up and tell you, hey, it's probably nothing, but there is a small chance that if you don't go to a doctor within the next hour, you're going to lose hearing in that ear forever. I am uniquely lucky in that my mother was a nurse for somewhere around 30 years. And I called her and she was like, oh, you've probably just got a bunch of shit in there. She didn't say that. She doesn't talk like that. She's a very kind woman. But she said, just get some stuff to get it out. And I did originally order some stuff for that, right? But far before it ever got here, my ear just started working again. So I was like, whatever. All I hear is screams of the victims I've taken. Well, that's not good, Tegan. It's too hot, low-key. You are goddamn right. I am well good and tired of this fucking heat wave. It is currently... Well, no, it's actually quite moderate right now. It's 75 degrees, which is like normal. We do have bad air quality, though, apparently. Hello. Hey, Tomato. Pleasure to see you again. How you doing? Welcome. too hot. Lamau babies. No, don't you pull that shit. I hate when people are like that. Well, little did you know, where I live, it's actually 102 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, that sucks for you, man. I'm glad that you've adapted so well that you feel compelled to say such a thing, but other people don't have it so well, you know? Anytime you're hit with an environment that you're not accustomed to, it's going to get you. Can you punch the sun? I'd love to. I wish I had a bullet big enough to fucking kill the sun. I'll hear your screams soon too. Tegan, you don't scare me. I regret to inform you that you just do not scare me, Tegan. Humidity is like 70% plus. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what makes it so shitty here. I don't mind dry heat so much, but humid heat, ugh. It's not even that it's like painful or anything. It's just disgusting. It makes you feel like a bug covered in mucus. But that's fair. I mean, if you like summer, you like summer. I've always thought the little silly back and forth online about seasons is fun. Because, like, I'm through and through a winter sort of guy, and people will be like, oh, you like winter, but it gets dark at like 4 p.m., and you can't go outside without wearing a bunch of clothes. And, like, you have to turn your heater on. It's like, yes, these are all positives to me. These are things that I want. You are describing, like, exactly why I enjoy it. I'm an artist, I should scare you. That's fair. Do not kill the sun. Stars have teeth. They smile at you. Hopefully you smile back. I like that, Jesse. I'm happy for you, but I also find it... Yeah, exactly. Your teeth are like stars, yellow and far apart. And then immediately... Sorry. Explode! I will say, I think in part, as I've gotten older, I realized that I don't necessarily have a great love for any one specific season, like in a diehard sort of fashion. I just sort of like when the seasons change. Like when summer first turns to fall, and you feel it start to get down to like 60 degrees and 50 degrees instead of 70, and like the wind starts picking up, and the trees finally start turning. That's beautiful. Oh, and then, you know, a couple of months later, once it starts to get even colder than that throughout the day, and those leaves start falling off. Oh, that's beautiful. That's gorgeous. Nope. Stretchy. Oh, thank you. I was sitting a little low, a little slumped. I need to adjust my microphone. Yeah, I just worked with what I had. It's not a big deal. Why didn't you say anything? I don't like to bother you. Moai. Tungsten ball sack. Well, that doesn't sound healthy at all. It's like the Robert Frost poem. I know like no Robert Frost poems. I know the one that goes like, 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled. Lord have mercy, boy. Remind me later. I probably won't. So, nah. The fuck did I come into? Hello, Mink. Nothing of great import, I assure you. It's fine. But yes, it's a pleasure to see you. How's it been? Okay. Thank you, Tegan. Alright, have fun, Tomato. Catch you later. It's been a pleasure. My game just crashed? What, your Left 4 Dead 2, I'm assuming? Blow up now. That's fair, I guess. But yeah, no, I've always loved winter. If it wasn't apparent by the love of leather jackets, I really like outerwear. So, when it finally gets cold enough to justify me wearing any. Playing some Halo Infinite on a Legendary run of the campaign. Hell yeah. Left 4 Dead 2 moment? Yep. Unfortunately so, especially when you're heavily modding it. Heavily modding. Sorry, I've got a little bit of mucus in my nose, so I'm having a little trouble articulating right now. A little better. I'll tell you what, right? I think it's become like a keystone of any time I talk for long periods of time that I just immediately start gravitating towards talking about my hair, right? But I've been putting my hair up recently while I've been at work just to make setting up breakfast easier. You know, it means I don't have to put on a hairnet, and I can keep it out of my face while I'm doing things that require me to bend forward. And like, I don't know how people with long hair do it, man. I don't know how they make that shit look good. Because naturally, as a result of putting my hair up like that, I've started trying to, do stuff with it. Make it into a bun, put it into like a decent looking ponytail. Do that thing where they have like some of their hair pulled back, but they keep it down so it's like, it kind of flows. And I just can't do any of it, man. Long hair person answering your question. I don't know. That's fair. The trick is face framing bangs. Oh. I don't cook. Well, yeah, but I'm sure you lean over and it gets in your face and you're like, oh, fuck, this sucks. You know? A bun does sound like it would be fun to do. And I've had, like, even my mom, right? My mom, who is very famously not a fan of the man bun, right? Was like, we should try putting your hair up into a bun. It'll look like professional. And I mean, she was right. It kind of did, but I haven't been able to replicate it since. I cannot do a bun. I'm not capable of making it myself. Mirror, no mirror, I just can't do it. It would be very helpful for... What do you mean that's kind of cute? What the hell are you talking about? You don't friggin' know anything. Okay? You don't know friggin' anything. No, I do love messing around with my hair, though. I finally shaved again recently, so now my beard doesn't look so disgusting. Disgusting? Disgusting. Pardon. We need to call Edna Mode to fix up his hair. No capes. I loved her, man. I remember the first time I watched that movie when I was like a fucking fetus and couldn't understand any of it. I still loved Edna Mode. Oh man, her and Mr. Incredible. That was just a good movie. You know what? Sure, Tegan. I would appreciate the help. If we both remember, which we probably won't, but we'll try. We'll give it our best shot, right? You'll have to help me with it, because if I'm going to wear that costume that requires, a mask over my head, I probably don't want my hair peeking out of it. Oh, man, I need to get some single-use contacts, too. I'll probably order those the next time I get paid. Let me make a note of that really quick, actually. Shopping list. Single use contact, and I'll say for Wednesday, just next time I get paid. Excellent, because I am a little broke right now. Just a little, just a smidge. It's not like bad. I just don't want to dip any more into my savings than I already have over the past couple of months on account of that trip coming up. I need to go ahead and just reduce the donation goal. But do not get contacts off Amazon. Jesus Christ, why would you ever buy contacts off Amazon? I would never buy anything off Amazon that I'm going to put into my body that's not like a soda or something. It reminds me of like there was like Instagram ads for getting a surgery that implanted like a brain chip into you. Like a while ago, those were floating around. Yes, I'm gonna buy a surgery off of Instagram. That's what I plan to do with my life. I don't know, though. It might be a fun gamble. Just to see if you come out of it with, like, superpowers or something. Better than Craigslist? Does Craigslist still exist? Actually, you know what? Let's look that up now. Let's Google and find. Because I feel like I never hear anyone talk about Craigslist anymore. Craigslist. Oh yeah, it's still a thing. It still exists. It's all just schmut seekers? Really? Is that all it is these days? You're a little chip in my brain? I hope so. I hope I provide joy. Here. Let's check the services tab. Get real. Oh my god, this website layout. I'm not normally I'd just show you, right? But it's showing my area, and I don't want to dox myself, obviously. But Craigslist's website design has not changed since like 2007. Holy shit, you're not kidding. Hold on. Like the first one I see in activities. Posted 30 days ago, updated 2 days ago. A tantalizing little minx. ... in parentheses. Candler. And he's written like a poem. She prances and she dances. She smiles and tempts. She is forever on that fence. A siren to her pirate. Always sassing, sometimes bratting, knowing all the while that salacious smile will only get her in trouble. Red marks all over that bubble, just waiting for that soothing sting. And what taboo adventures her pirate will bring. And then at the bottom, in parentheses, middle-aged tatted tone dude here. Only interested in single slender women. In all caps with 4 exclamation points. I cannot believe Craigslist is real. I cannot believe this website still exists and is still like this. That's incredible. 30 days ago. I just can't. I just can't believe it's still real. The era of whack jobs that planted you in Tumblr is what we need, not Chud Hotline. Chud Hotline's pretty good. The word chud is so funny. I can't believe that's a word that we all still use. I'm glad for it, but... Alright, well that's enough Craigslist, I think. I gotta get out of here before I lose my sanity. Oh my goodness gracious. Early morning bat. Yes, of course. Good morning, Andrew. I like to pronounce the word chud as chewed because it's stupid. I agree. I can imagine chud spelled with an umlaut, with a little 2 dots above the U. Chewed. I've been kind of worried lately, because, being that I work in a hotel now, right? I'm exposed to a lot more different people than the kind that would usually be in my area. And that's been awesome. That's not the part I'm worried about. That part is wonderful and lovely in every aspect. But it does mean that just about anybody can walk through the door, which is a little scary. Because anybody can be somebody very bad. I haven't had that experience yet, really. I've had a couple where it's, like, felt a little uncomfortable, but, you know. Sanity, I don't have any. Why do you think I came here? This is a fairly sane place, I'd like to think. We go a little off the rails sometimes, but we always get back on them. At least you don't work night shifts, right? Uh-oh. I'm not really all that worried about it. I'm a big boy. I'm not that scared, but I haven't had a meal yet. Oh well. Please go get yourself something to eat, Miss Kira. Please take care of yourself. That's a scary thing to not eat. If you were just fasting, that's one thing, but I've been thinking about fasting recently. No, it takes too long. Do it anyways. I'll still be here, probably. Yum yum time go. Yeah, exactly. Boo, thumbs down. You can't... Whatever. Some people just can't help themselves. Had to deal with a crazy person again this morning. I asked her what her name was for the log. I have to keep chewing out rant about how I was treating her like a criminal just for asking her name. People do that. People do that in hotels too. Because standard procedure, right? When you're checking into a hotel, and this is a good learning experience, I guess, for all of you, if you ever end up booking a hotel for yourself. When you get in, they're gonna ask to see your ID. One, because most of the time, you have to be 21 or older to check in for yourself. And 2, because they have to verify that you are someone actually on the reservation. Because otherwise, if we just let people in, somebody else could just walk in and guess your last name and get checked into your room. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say you probably don't want that, typically. Rowand. Hi, Jade. Rowand, like Roland, or are you referring to something else? I'm just thinking Roland because you had me do Gone Angels last night. Was it last night? Was it yesterday morning? I don't recall. Hey, thank you for the hydrate, Andrew. Take a quick sip of water. Keep my throat nice and moisturized. I have another friend who works in the hotel industry. I'll just book with them. You a bad bat? Now, what could be bad about little old me? There's nothing bad about me. I try. I try to be a bad bitch, and I just can't do it. I'm incapable. Yeah, exactly. I'm glad we understand each other. I'm LARPing mad shit right now. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody's LARPing a little bit. That's the thing, right? Is that people say, you know, these people are LARPing, this person's LARPing. But, like, it always bothered me a little because when I say this, it's going to sound so faux sophisticated and faux deep, and I promise that's not what I'm going for here. But everybody's LARPing a little in their life, right? Nobody is exactly the person they project themselves to be. Including me. Especially me. Oh, dear God, especially me. You know, I present myself as accurately as I feel I can. You know, especially online and in front of an audience. But there's always going to be a disconnect. You know, you're always going to be acting a little bit. I think that's part of the reason people like to get drunk as like a social thing, right? Because you know, it sort of reduces your inhibitions to the point that you sort of stop acting out for a while. You start to just, like, is real Hal kicks puppies or what? No, that's not what I mean. I don't mean real me is that awful, but I mean I'm just kind of like a different person on the inside than I am to the rest of the world, you know? It's kind of how it is for everybody. For the most part. Obviously, there are going to be exceptions, but I'm in a LARP as Ethan right now. Check this out. Hello, everyone. I'm Hal, and I'm your pal. Okay, never mind. I can't do it. You too mention quite often, Andrew, that you are something of a goonmeister yourself, and I can respect that. But that's also kind of different from what I mean. I more mean that inherently there's no way for anyone else on Earth to understand you the way that you understand you. You know? I'm a mass murderer, but I don't hide it. No, you're LARPing as a mass murderer. That's just true LARP. You're just in it for the love of the game. I've just always thought that concept was fascinating, right? Because I really do try to make my projection as accurate to the person inside of me as I can, but obviously I don't know if it's ever fully possible. Because I'm like anyone else, I've got things about me that I'm ashamed of, that I don't like to project. I used to write a lot of poetry, and that sort of helped with the feeling, but there's someone inside of you. Thank you, Tegan, but no. I'm going to bed. Good night. Yeah, hell of a way to make your exit. Sleep well, Tegan. It's been a pleasure. Well, don't let it do that to you, Mink. I mean, a friend. There's a friend inside me. Friend inside me. Don't let it do that to you, Mink. Don't get so caught up in it that you worry about it to the point of depression. You know? Because I don't think there's anything wrong with being you, Mink. I don't think, for the record, anyone in this chat has anything going on that makes them an irredeemable person. I think it would be very hard for any of you to be that sort of person. But, obviously me saying that, it can be hard internally to take that sort of thing and understand it as truth. Otherwise, we wouldn't have a need for. Did I remember to turn my filters back on? I don't think I did I? I didn't. Whoops. Sorry, you've just been hearing everything for the past little bit. Speaking of inside versus outside worlds, sorry about that audio quality for the past 20 minutes. But yeah, obviously, if it was as simple as planting your foot in the metaphorical ground and saying I'm okay, then mental issues wouldn't exist at all. But I know sometimes it can help just to have the reinforcement. I get that, Andrew, as well. The feeling of, even among people that you're close to, people that you care about and that you imagine care about you at least, they'll say like, "Oh, how can anyone be okay with this? How can anyone enjoy this?" And it doesn't really matter what it is. It could be something incredibly serious, and something you orient your life around, or it could be a video game you liked 20 years ago. But either way, it can be very disillusioning to have someone close to you unknowingly put down something you care about. But it's hard to say what's the best to do in that situation, because I don't think there's a catch-all. I think you have to play it by ear. If it's the type of friend that you feel you can speak with plainly, it's best to just say from the outset, "Hey, I'm that type of person, and I don't really understand why you're saying that about something I care about, and I feel very slighted." But there are some friends that you just can't do that with. Well, no, Mink, you don't need to necessarily suppress it. It's just something that you have to come to terms with in whatever way is best for you. That being said, don't misinterpret what's best for you as something that just pushes the problem off, You're looking for closure, not a complete suppression. No, no, you're fine, Mink. I've sort of fostered this atmosphere, and it's very okay to contribute to it in whatever way you feel comfortable doing so. Sorry, I'm trying to clear my nose. I just can't seem to do it. But no, I think in large part, well, here, put it to you this way, right? Um, when I was younger, I had a big problem with. I think in retrospect, I can't even really call it anger. I think I more just had a problem with frustration, embarrassment, perception, the way people used to look at me, because I was a weird kid. I was an annoying kid, and as such, I did not end up having a lot of close friends when I was younger. Well, that's not true. I had close friends, but I wasn't much of a socialite, As you might imagine by the fact that I'm a orange colored bat sitting in front of a stock footage on a website saying words at you for an hour straight. But I would end up in situations where I'd get frustrated with something, and being that most of the time this happened in school, it would be an assignment I was confused about, or something that someone was saying that I didn't understand or I found upsetting, and I'd react very very explosively, very very loudly. I'd yell or hit something or hit myself. Thankfully, never other people. I never projected that sort of thing outwards, but I was very much the sort of person who you'd see flipping desks or throwing books or punching walls. And it sort of became another problem in that whenever I would do that, people would find it funny in the ways that children often do. And I think in my head that created a subconscious association for me with my moments of lashing out and bringing entertainment to people, making them laugh, which is something I've always enjoyed doing. And those feelings all sort of tangled together for a very long time until I was finally old enough to think about them a little more and deconstruct them. And it's something that I still have to do at the age of 24, because I'll find myself wanting to slip back into old habits and react and release my emotion in a way that wouldn't necessarily be healthy. And I have to take a moment and go, whoa, that happened again. What the fuck? From my experience with ADHD and impulsivity, I just had to live on and try to do the world slightly better. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. There's not much else to do, other than sink it into it. That's not good either. Well, it's like I said, Andrew. It depends on the company you're in, because there are some people, and this is only my personal perspective, right? But there are some people that I value the friendship enough of that whenever something like that happens, I do just kind of let it pass. I just kind of let it slide because I value my friendship with whoever it is a lot. And I don't consider what they're talking about to be of enough import for me to really consider it important, right? But there are times when it happens, I'm like, okay, no, this is like an important thing to me. I need to see if they're just misinformed, or, if we can maybe talk about it and they can stop, talking about that sort of thing while I'm around. But again, it's something you have to play by ear very much so. But I will say, and no matter what the situation, don't undervalue yourself, It's important that you make your boundaries and things of importance, for lack of a better term, to you known, so that, your friends will understand you better and try their best to foster that friendship in a more healthy way. But like I said, I understand that's not always possible because some friends just don't get it. And that may prompt you to wonder whether the friendship was really that important to you in the first place then, and if that's the case, that's the case. But the past is only part of you in the end. Yeah, and there are some things I'd say that are mistakes that you should just never be making in the first place, but there's very precious few of them. And I can guarantee you no one in this chat has done any of them. So at the end of the day, 95% of mistakes are something that can be recovered from or smoothed over and are just something to learn from, right? Some people will obviously take advantage of that, and you have to learn to spot that very quickly. But are we having a group therapy session? May I say something too? Not necessarily, but you're free to. I was more just sharing a bit of a personal anecdote. But I am listening. Okay, so you guys are valid, okay? Okay, glad to have that clarified. Thank you. No, I mean, there's a reason it affects you like that, Andrew, If it's something important to you, it's going to affect you. And I'd say a lot of the time, whenever you bring it up, like if you were to say, hey, I wish you wouldn't say that about this thing because I really care about it. like most of the time I feel like the type of person that you're friends with would just be like, oh, okay, my bad, I had no idea. Oh, pardon me. The brain isn't dumb, it's just old spaghetti code with TF2 coconuts. I'm still sad that that rumor was confirmed not to be true. Yeah, exactly. As Jesse put it. Mink, I think a lot of that is just uncertainty. I used to be in kind of a similar position. It wasn't anything outright scathing necessarily, but I used to be... I used to have a lot of self-doubt. And it's something you kind of have to just put your full force into focusing on getting away from. Because you'll have friends that'll tell you, hey, why do you talk about yourself that way? And if you don't, then let me be that friend for you. Why do you talk about yourself that way? There's nothing to be gained from focusing on what you believe to be a deficiency of yourself, unless you're going to do something to work on it, you know? And if it's something you can't help, it's something you can't help. Most, if not all, comes from your childhood. After all, pretty much every therapist I attended told me that. I can believe that. I mean, it's a very formative time for you. You know, they I don't remember what philosopher it was, but he said something to the effect of, give me a boy from the age of 9 and I will show you the man. You know? That's why people try to get their kids started on learning like an instrument or a language, you know. Something to give them a passion for learning, and, you know, maybe something to take with them into adulthood. But of course, it just depends on luck of the draw at that point. And of course, it depends on how receptive you are. I can still kind of play the piano, but nah, not so much anymore. I never let that blossom into anything, really. I should have, but I didn't. And it makes me sad, because people like to turn that into, oh, well, you know, now I'm an adult and it's too late. It's too late for me. And it never is. But I understand how it's easy to see it that way. Oh, pardon me. I know I'm sniffling like crazy, but... yeah. Just interrogate the connection in your brain to whatever it may be, and think about why it's important to you. And I think you'll come away with one of two reactions. Either one, it's not that important to you in the first place, and you had just assigned it like a value for whatever reason that you had. Or two, you know, you'll need to talk to your friends about it and be like, hey, look, this is why this is important to me, and I need you to understand that. And if they aren't willing to... if they aren't willing to ease off after you tell them that, then they're not... they're probably not great friends, I hate to say. I don't like... there's a certain flavor of advice people give where they're like, if your friends slash boyfriend slash partner slash parents do this, you need to cut them off immediately. Like giving very third party like relationship advice. That's not really what I'm here for, and I don't think anyone on the internet should be there for that. But I do legitimately think that if you have friends that don't care enough to respect your boundaries and work with you on the things, you know, that you may not, in the ways in which you may differ from them, basically, then you probably shouldn't be friends with that person. It's not a very friendly thing to completely and blatantly disregard the things that you care about. Well, that's fair, Mink. It's your life to lead, but Having a couple of good friends can work wonders for you. Of that much, I can promise you. You can only take such good care of yourself. You need the outside perspective or else you'll just go crazy. I eat all of my friends. That's true. Jesse ate me once. I lived, though, so it's fine. Here, we've probably shifted this too heavy, yeah? Let's take a bit of a detour. I believe in you, Andrew. Just have a little faith in yourself, okay? That being said, you said it was about 10 minutes, right, right, Kira? Na-na-na-na-na-na. Yes, there it is. If Kira's still here, which I hope so. But much longer, but 10 minutes should cover a bunch. Good enough for me, then. Should I put it into slideshow mode? Is that what you would suggest? Okay. Here. Where's browser capture? There it is. More like Bowser capture. All right. So, here we are. To close us out this fine morning, here is a presentation by our very own Kira. I don't remember when she said she made this, but she made it, and we're going to have ourselves a look. Like years ago? Yeah, that tracks. Oh, here we go. You wake up in the morning to the sound of your alarm clock playing. Not my alarm clock, don't worry. It's 4 p.m. SpongeBob theme. Easiest victory, you vibe. Awesome. I blinked, what is happening? We won. Here, let's do Dream On next. What will you use for toothpaste? I'll use the Sensodyne. I have sensitive gums. You're British! What the fuck? What will you cook for brekkie? Omelette. That's not a healthy looking omelet at all. PB&J. Etsy? Peanut butter and toast. You'd be surprised. It's actually pretty healthy. I'll make an omelet. Bro, don't trust him. My bad. Oh, that's incredible. All right. Oh. There we go. Let's get back on the path we were on, shall we? You're British. Let's make peanut butter and toast. Praise the Lord. I really like peanut butter. That's fair. Peanut butter rules. After a full 9 to 5, I like how they're all sleeping. Where will you go for dinner with your homies? Google restaurant. Huawei restaurant. I'm baffled here. Let's go Google restaurant. The Google restaurant experience. They are links to the next slides. The waiter didn't come. Okay. Why not? It's his whole fucking job. All right, let's try the Huawei restaurant. I kind of just stopped enjoying peanut butter at one point. That's fair. Huawei, enter the restaurant. How do you enter door? Oh, okay. Push, pull, Bluetooth. Time to get a table. Where do you sit at? On the pagoda or on the char? On the chair. On the pagoda. You died! No! I guess on the chair. Oh. 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 Okay. What is this? This is a slideshow made by our very own Kira. She said she made this years ago. But hello, Akikil. You'd think, okay, slight tangent, right? You'd think I wouldn't fuck with peanut butter anymore because it made me or at least I think it was part of what made me food poisoned in college, to the point that I literally threw up until I was dry heaving. It was awful. You can enter the Google restaurant by just ignoring the link. Oh, we'll have to go back. Give me some braised beef noodles. You feel saturated. Win. Yay. Dessert fortune cookie. Roll a d20. Oh, okay. Here. Let's roll a d20, shall we? 79! Oh, Jesus! Hi, Eclipse! Oh, I was not prepared for that. Hello, everyone! Hello again, Eclipse. Thank you for the raid. Allow me to get you a shout-out. Oh, never mind. Thank you, Jesse. Presumably. Hello, everyone. Oh, fuck, that's unfortunate. Yes, this is a slide made by our very own Kira. But hi, if you're from Eclipses and you've never met me, I'm your pal Hal. I do a variety of things. We're currently doing a short episode of Not a Podcast, which is a little podcast I run every now and again when I get the time. That all being said, this is Pat. We like Pat. Thank you, Eclipse. That's really unfortunate. I'll probably be passing you guys along to somebody because I actually have to get to bed soon because I'm going to see my partner later. Oh, I did scream at Pat. No, please. No, don't. Please. Ah. But I did, I was lurking in your stream, Eclipse, a little bit while I was at work. I believe you were doing D2 still, right? Looked like fun. I need to do some D2 again this week. But yes, welcome, OMG lurking. I do that all the time. I'm not a good chat participant, ironically enough. I love talking, but I'm not a great chat participant. Roll the D20. Ah, right, of course. Of course, my mistake. Let's just see. D20 roll. I got a 15. I get a 15, Kira. Solo witness practice. Ooh. That sounds interesting. 3. Okay. Billie Jeans. Awesome. Not your lover. No. Okay. Put us back in. Give me the shrimp fried rice. Oh my god. Okay, I pass out now. Alright, get some good rest, Eclipse. Thank you again for the raid. As always, very appreciated. You crazy cat, you. Okay. Okay, I pass out now. Backshots Kitten is playing Warhammer 40k Darktide. You're telling me a shrimp fried this rice? Oh, death return. Here, hold on. Let's well no, we can keep going. We can well played. Well played. Okay. Let me roll the d20 again. I'll do this the right way. I'm not above that. 6. I got a 6 this time. Two? Okay. Win $10. Oh, buns. Here, let's go back to the beginning, shall we? Let's take a different path. We'll continue with Dream On. Let's do Colgate instead. You're normal. Oh, okay, good. That's not much of a branching path. It's just a little bit of one. Let's do the PB&J. I don't like PB&J. Oh, okay. Just starts you back over. Alright. Let's go back to the Google restaurant. You enter restaurant with 3 people. Okay. Let's get table for 3 people. Where will you order? Next to the table. That's where the waiter gets your orders! Oh, okay, I'm sorry. On speedrun. No! Speedrun. I order on the table. Why do they all have legs like that? You're welcome. The waiter comes too early. I'll order a Borgour. Bourgoire. Hamburger hem. Burr. Yaru. Ooh. Hamburger. I'll take the gold ice cream, please. It tasted good. To you. Your willet. Here, when you wake up in the summer. Nah, no one has that. That isn't the sound of your alarm. Nuh-uh, bro. Okay. Alright, PB and toast. Go back to the Google restaurant. Let's wait. The waiter didn't come. Never mind. Let's not wait. Let's sit down. The waiter kicks you. Only you out. Okay, let's not. Oh. Shady guy. Gun to shop. Jesus. Okay, let's go to Jesus. He kicks your bowels. Gun shop. Obtains gun. What to do? Kill Jesus. He kicks your bowels. Okay, never mind. Back to restaurant. Shoot up joint. Rob. Enter with 3. Let's enter with 3 people. Oh, we're just back at it. Okay, I sit down and he kicks me out again. Let's go to the shady guy. He robs you with an aid or HIV. I don't know, Needle. Well, that's not good. That sounds awful bad. Oh, we're back to the restaurant though. I'm gonna rob it. Jesus, he kicks your pals. Okay. Never mind. Kaboom! You also kill Jesus, by the way. Great. I did. Oh, hi Huawei. At this point, you can explore the slides. Let's do just that. No stone unturned here, I think. Death. Double Jeopardy. Oh, it's from one of the fortune cookies. Hold on, here. Is that from 1? Yeah, Double Jeopardy. Ah, let's roll again. What was 4? Bow buns. Yay. Louis jeans. Oh, I kinda did see it all then, it looks like. Oh. Rapidly approved executive. Incredible. G. Gingerbread cookie. That's fair, Andrew. Go ahead. This was incredible, Kira. Thank you. There's a slide for gingerbread cookie. Wait, what? No way. Slide for a gingerbread cookie. Oh my god, there is. Where was the dessert options at? Because I imagine that's how you get there. I don't remember. It's in Google. Here, hold on. All right. Go back to Google. Shub cocktail. The waiter didn't come? Oh, okay. My bad. Oh, there it is. Gingerbread cookie. You died. Cookie too sharp. Poor Guyor. Oh my goodness. You can say dark chub enthusiast, Andrew. That is a very funny title, though. Dark chub enthusiast. Incredible stuff. Okay, well, honestly, I hate to do it after such a raid. And if any of the raiders are still here and present, first of all, thank you. Normally I'd be running for longer. Today just is kind of unfortunate circumstances. I love so hard I have a nosebleed. See ya. Alright, catch you later, Kira. Thank you again for the slides. I am unfortunately going to be passing you guys off to somebody else. Again, I'm sorry that's having to happen so fast. I just, you know, I've got plans today, unfortunately. Thank you again, though, to Eclipse for the raid, and thank you for those of you who stuck around after the raid. It's been a pleasure. We will be doing other episodes of Not a Podcast in the near future, and I will be playing games and stuff like I usually do. For now, though, I'm going to find somebody to send you guys off to. We'll send you off to... Here's someone doing art. We could send you to them. Sure. If they allow raids. I assume they do. They do. We're good. So, one more time, as usual, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you to everyone who raided with Eclipse. Thank you to Eclipse for the raid. I will see you guys next time. There will probably be a schedule out in the Discord tomorrow night-ish. But for now, have a good day.